Welcome back to the Mom's View. We're so excited for you to be here with us. I'm excited to be with you guys too.
Yes, back in my house. Sorry, it's a mess.
Oh, yes.
Stop. Do you feel like summer is just like already here?
Yes, it's like already midsummer.
I know. I'm like, oh my
we're
gosh,
almost
where
done
did it
already?
go? I got Cooper's back to school list already. I was like, hold up. We just got done out of school. It's like, this is what you need for third grade. I'm like, I'm not ready for this letter yet.
Yeah, third grade.
I know. When did I get a third grader? That's crazy, huh?
And you're going to have 2 in middle school. I'm freaking out that Braylee's going into middle school.
Really?
Completely freaking out. I cannot, handle it. I just can't.
think it's good that my boy went first. I think it was a little bit more relaxed for me. I am a little nervous about Avia, though. Just because I remember me as a little girl in middle school, and I remember how crazy that was, like the changes that happened.
But at least Grandma Laurie will be there.
Yes, and at least the girls have each other. Yeah, I'm so grateful that Grandma Laurie will be there. I wish that she was staying for all of the kids. Really, I do.
I'm like, hang out just for extend retirement, extend it.
Yeah. Anything else going on? Do you guys have any fun summer plans?
Well, we have a lot of plans, but we just got back from my sister's wedding, which was in Vegas.
So beautiful.
Yes, so happy for her. She's so happy. And it was beautiful. I didn't realize Vegas had such pretty mountains. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm always I guess every time I've gone to Vegas, I go to the strip.
Colette's gambling, she's on the strip.
We went to Vegas for our honeymoon. That was our honeymoon. And because it was so cheap, you can get hotels for so cheap that we were so broke that's like, there's a lot to do in Vegas, let's go. So that was a fun, eye-opening experience after getting married. Vegas is crazy. But yeah, that was exciting. And yeah, doing a lot of playing outside in the water. And that's what I wanted for summer, is just let's be at home and play outside and not schedule ourselves like this.
Right, yeah.
We had Peter Hollins come and do a music video with us, which probably by the time this goes up, it will have come out, but it's hilarious. So funny. So I've always loved The Sound of Music, so to do a parody on The Sound of Music was really fun for us.
I'm excited to see it. Just the picture you guys tweeted out, I was like, they look perfect.
And Gavin, I love him so much. We went to the thrift store and found a bunch of just stuff that worked. It just worked out perfectly.
Everything?
Yes.
It looks so good.
Awesome.
Can you believe that?
Yeah.
So Gavin, he looked hilarious. And I'm just so proud of him that he's going into 7th grade, but he's still willing to dress up like a dork and be hilarious.
Yeah.
He's amazing. His voice is it still blows me away.
He's he hits the high soprano notes in this song that I didn't even hit. So
Get it, Gavin?
So far he's still a soprano. That might change this year though.
Yeah.
But
But yeah, it'll just get better. His voice.
That's so fun.
Just better and better.
Well, it was funny because we were talking to Peter and he's like, don't even put him in voice lessons until he's 14 or 15 because you'll just screw him up.
Oh, really? That's true.
Yeah, because their voice changes so much that what he learns now, he would have to just relearn.
Okay.
So, but he's a very good singer, and he is a high soprano in the song.
That's cool.
My father-in-law was even like, when I die, he's singing at my funeral. I'm like, that's kind of morbid, but he's really good.
Just let's not talk about you dying right
For a
now.
long time down the road.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
What about you?
Well, it was
Tell us
just
about
my
your
birthday
birthday.
week.
Yeah,
My husband spoiled me. He took us to Park City. It was a nice little getaway. Yeah, it was beautiful. It was up in the mountains, and it was nice. We laid by the pool, went to the spa for 3 hours, and he went with me because he was I'm now you'll understand why I go. It feels so good, and I think it's seriously healthy. Getting massages, I felt you feel like you have a whole new posture and person inside of you. You're all of a sudden you feel corrected in all those areas. And then we got a facial, and he was like, I'm pretty sure that guy was just rubbing my butt cheek. And if you would have looked over, you would have seen things. And I was I was cracking up because I was just thinking of we'll have to tell his story another time, but when Casey got a massage, maybe we'll make him tell it in the next episode. Yeah. But yeah, and then he surprised me, went on a hot air balloon ride. That was intense.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, I felt so spoiled. I'm we're doing things that people never get to do in their life, and so it was really a really good year. So I'm grateful for him. And then his birthday was on the 2nd, so we're he turned 25. I'm oh good, you can rent a rental car now. I told him let's go rent one for the day just because you can. Yeah. He's no. I'm it'll be fun. We'll get a convertible. But yeah, so it's been lots of birthday celebrations around here.
That's fun that you guys get to celebrate together.
Yeah.
Your birthdays are.
I think we decided we have buying for each other is hard at this age because it's we really we're so blessed. We have, anything that we could want. And so I'm what if we just do trips? And then it's we just celebrate each other's birthday and we both go in on it. So it's something we thought about, but I don't know. We'll see.
I like that idea. Casey and I were just having this conversation because I feel like when I look around my house, we have things that we don't need, but we buy each other gifts that we don't need because we're like, what can I get them? Yeah. But memories are so much more important.
Yeah.
No matter where you are in life, like just to create memories, because things you'll get rid of, memories you'll keep forever.
Yeah. So, I agree.
Yeah. I think that's so good.
Yeah. What about you?
Oh, that's fun. I just went to Salt Lake to celebrate my little sister's birthday. She just turned 24, and she started a YouTube channel, which I'm super excited about.
She's hilarious too. Like, I crack up at her tweets.
Yeah,
Markel's hilarious.
She's really funny. So her channel is called Kel and Jess. Nice. And I'm really excited for her because her channel will be much different than mine. And she just has a different story to tell, and I'm really, really proud of her because I know that it takes a lot of courage to be doing what she's doing. So you guys will have to check it out. I'm really, really excited.
Good for her. That's so awesome.
And then after that, so we celebrated her birthday, and then I went to St. George to see my best friend Lacey, and we celebrated her. So
many June birthdays, because now we have Brock's coming up and yours. My other sister-in-law, Rachel, hers is the 28th. Yours is the 29th. My mother-in-law is the same as mine, so there's so much going on.
Gosh,
yeah. Shay and I were talking about that yesterday. It's like, he was probably so drawn to you because if you have the same birthday as his mom, like you guys have the same sign, and like you're probably very similar in a lot of ways.
He said that, and he's like, I know it's not like what any girl wants to hear, but I love, like, his mom is very independent and strong, and I do see a lot of myself in her. And so and I think what made me love him is that he's not a mama's boy, but he loves his mom, and there's like a big difference with that. And not that there's anything wrong with that, but I crave an independent man because that's how the men are in my family. Like, they're pretty independent. And so I didn't want a guy who didn't love his mom, obviously, but I wanted somebody who knew how to love his mother, because I knew that would help him love me and our children, but not be a mama's boy. You know what I'm saying? And so I love that about him. So I think instantly I was like, okay, you're the one.
Yeah, I agree. He's the one. Yeah, he's the one for you.
Okay, he's the one.
Okay, well, I have a funny topic that I wanted to talk about. I just got this new phone, which is so fun. I needed more storage. So I was going through my photos to look at the different pictures that I had taken, and I noticed that there is an album for selfies.
Yes.
And it was categorizing all of my selfies into this, and I was like, I am taking so many selfies. Because I take a lot of selfies with my kids and with things. I don't know.
With things.
Yeah, and then it reminded me of this article, and I cannot find it. I'm super, super bummed. But it said that we actually find our own selfies more attractive than other people do. And it made me laugh so hard, and I was like, I can see that because I see a lot of beautiful selfies. Like, selfies can be very beautiful, and I want to talk about that too in a second. But sometimes I'm like, why did you post that selfie? Everyone's done that before. Like,
I look back on Instagram pictures and I'm like, where was I at in my life?
Yeah, I do the same thing. I'm like, why did I post that picture of myself? I did not look good. But I can see how you take a picture and you think that it's pretty, and then you post it.
Yeah.
I don't know. So what do you guys think about that? I wish that I could find the article so that we could read through it. But I told Casey that I had read it, and he was like, well, of course people think their selfies look better. That's why they post them.
That's why they post them.
It's true.
Because I've read things that's like your people who post a lot of selfies are actually more insecure. And I'm like, I could see that, but I also could see it meaning that you just feel really good about yourself and you kind of want validation to be like, yeah. And I feel like, you know, social media is such a funny thing. It's gone, like, taken us in so many different directions. And I used to think, like, what are these vain apps that we are feeding into all the time to, like, get back validation or verification? But
significance.
Yeah. But then I was thinking about it, I'm like, actually, it's just, like, a whole new way of having friendships. And these days, when you get so much busier, I think it's nice, like, just because I had my birthday, but reading everybody writing happy birthday on my birthday wall, I'm like, it's a nice blessing because it opens up opportunities to, like, communicate in ways we weren't able to earlier. So maybe with a selfie, it's like no different than you going out and feeling good about yourself shopping, and someone's like, oh, you look pretty, you know, but this time you just posted it.
I saw in the article that they said that people actually like to see, like, a full body shot of you. Like, they want to see, like, you in a setting, like, all of you, rather than a selfie. That's what they find more attractive. They did this study where they showed 2 pictures, and most people liked their selfie better than the whole body shot. And I don't know if maybe it's because we're more critical of our bodies, or I don't know what that is, but they said to other people it's more appealing to see you, not just a selfie.
I wonder if too, well, first of all, like, I still have a weird thing with selfies. Like, I cannot take a serious selfie of myself. Like, I'm always like, I'll just make a funny face, then it makes it okay. Like, it just feels so weird.
Shay's your husband, and he always is like, Carly, you and your selfies are like teasing, like, and he's so wild. You don't think?
I don't know, because I just feel like, because I don't feel like he's ever said anything about me taking a selfie. Like, it doesn't really bother him. But I guess when I take a selfie, it just feels so weird to me. Like, why am I taking a picture of myself?
You're documenting this moment of a great winged eyeliner. There is nothing wrong with that.
Right. But then sometimes, like, I take a picture, I'm like, I look really good right now. I want to take a picture. But then I'm like, I'm never posting it. Like, it's just so weird to me. I don't know what that is about. I don't know what that says about me, that is just the weirdest thing. But I can see how, like, because in a selfie, you can, like, change it to make it look the way you want to look.
Right.
And so I feel like that's when you think, like, yeah, I look really good. I'm going to post this. But maybe other people really care more about you, the whole you, and not just, like, a really pretty picture of you.
Also, it's just fun. I love clothing. So I like seeing, like, outfit of the day things.
Different
and, like,
outfits.
I think there's just, like, a lot of, like, aesthetic things in a photo of, like, clothes and accessories. So maybe that's why. But I don't know. Selfies are such a funny thing.
I love when people post selfies because I'm always like, oh, that's so pretty.
Yeah.
I know I did say, like, sometimes I'm like, ooh.
There is a balance. There's a balance in anything in life, you know.
And I also noticed that when I take a selfie with Braylee, she does all of these different, like, poses and things. And I'm like, where are you learning that and how do you know? Because I notice a lot of young girls post different things. Another thing that I noticed, I was watching the TV show Nashville, and it was showing how one of the girls was, like, being more wild. She wanted to, like, be away from her parents and do her own thing. And it was showing her taking selfies with people. And I noticed in all of them, she was like, and I was like, is that how we see, like, wild teenagers as posting selfies with, like, kissy faces? It was so weird to me that was her being wild.
Like, that was how they portrayed that?
I came across, like, a box of photos from high school, and I'm pretty sure there's one of, I think it's, like, me and all of us, but we were doing, like, this. But it's so funny because, like, the duck lips has, like, gotten more to, like, a... I don't know how to do it. Yeah, like instead of like a cute love you. And I'm like, but we were doing that for forever ago, you know. And so I think that I don't know. It's just so funny how things like evolve, you know.
Yeah.
Or have you? I found some selfies on my like those like where you go get the film processed. I found like and it was like way off, and the flash was like on here, and I was like, oh gosh, I was taking selfies in high school.
Yep. So you just mentioned something similar to this, but this article is about 4 reasons why you look better in a selfie. And one reason is the front-facing camera will slim out your face. What? I didn't know that because I feel like there's so many times that I turn around and I'm like, whoa.
I know, or every time you've done one of these, you're like, oh, fortunes later.
So that is one reason. Number 2 is you can see yourself before you take the shot. So you can like make sure that you like the angle of your face, the look on your face, the smile. If you want to smile a little bigger, a little smaller.
A little tighter or looser, you know, when sometimes you like take a picture like your face is like, are you really heavy?
Those are the good ones. Number 3, a third-party photographer won't know what you think looks good. So, you know, you might like yourself positioned a certain way. Someone else isn't going to know exactly how you like to be positioned or whatever. Number 4 is you usually add a filter to your images. Right?
I like to brighten mine, like brightness. I love the brightness. Yeah.
You know what makes me laugh so often? And sometimes I will comment back to people when they're like, your skin is so beautiful. What do you use on your face? I'm like, hashtag filters.
Like, I love that.
It's always like intimidating because like when we meet people in real life and they like comment on how we look in real life, it's always like, it is true because it's like, oh, you think you look good in a picture. Like I get a lot, like you're a lot taller and skinnier in real life. And it's funny because it's like, oh, I would never think that, like, I think I look better in pictures. Like, oh, I look slimmer here than I actually feel. But to see somebody in real life, like, I've seen people that I'm like, I do not recognize you by the way you looked on your Instagram. Compared to now, like, you can tell there's, like, filters in. And
I do try to keep that in mind because I'm like, I would hate to meet somebody.
Yes,
like,
they'd be like,
that's the point I was trying to hit. Yeah, like you meet someone like you do not at all look like those filters that you use.
That's hilarious. Hashtag real life filters.
Yeah. Hashtag, this is me. Hashtag I have wrinkles. There are a lot of filters on my face.
I do feel like when you get your photos taken, I do feel like it's actually just being comfortable in front of a camera. And like if you take selfies, maybe you're just comfortable in front of a camera. But like where I've done a lot of like clothing stuff for boutiques, I think that like selfies and cameras have helped me learn how to move my body because as a photographer, like they have to direct their model or person, and I think that if you're more comfortable in front of the camera, it's probably easier and not so like, okay, what do you want me to do? Like, how do I pose?
Yeah.
So if it's like you are comfortable with your body and your face and you know how to move, it makes it easier for like the image to come out. But
I think so too. I always, if I ever have a picture taken of myself, or even like when we film something, like I will not be offended. Please tell me if I have a fat roll hanging over. Yeah. Like, I would rather tuck that in.
Please tell me.
Like we all have them. Just let me know. I won't be offended. And it's the same thing. Like you have to just know. Like
I remember getting pictures taken of me, like my senior pictures, and thinking that I looked great that day, and then getting the pictures back and being like, oh, that doesn't look the way that I thought I looked. So I do think that that's a good thing now, is so you can kind of like see what you look like before you take a picture and take it yourself.
or like back in the olden days, like the black and white, like they took very serious photos. They were very like.
it was weird.
Like
to
passport
smile.
photos,
It was weird to smile in a picture.
Yeah.
Like why would you sit there and smile?
Like, this is me.
I know, they're all like, photos have evolved. That's just so interesting.
That is weird.
Yeah, it
how
is.
they have evolved.
That's fun. Okay, one more little article about this that I saw. Selfies have killed more people than sharks this year.
Wait, what?
I believe it.
I don't know when this was.
that
Oh,
too.
this was posted September 2015.
But it's true, just like being on your phone, like
Yep. People are apparently risking their lives to get more likes on Instagram. So people driving in a car, people walking
Standing
in
on the edge of something.
Yeah, just people just being
gosh.
crazy to get a good shot.
Get a good picture.
do it for the selfie.
So wait.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. For
That's killed more people than what?
Sharks. So people who are scared to swim in the ocean, you should be
can
more
swim in the
scared.
What if you're
to
taking a
get
Don't
selfie
take a
with the
selfie.
shark?
there
That's
you
like
go.
ultimate, you know.
See what happens. See which one wins. So I'm not trying to make light of this, but this is a few ways that people have died from taking
Just
selfies.
so you guys know, so you
Yeah.
can be aware of
So you
that
can be
next time you're
informed.
taking a selfie.
This is really, really sad. So this is a few ways. 4 died from falling, like you were saying.
Oh gosh.
Some were hit or injured by trains.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Subways. Think about subways like bigger cities.
This is
Yeah.
crazy. One man was gored to death while taking a selfie at the running of bulls.
Oh, right.
Oh my gosh.
Don't
I've
do
heard about
that. And one woman who died in a car accident was taking a selfie before the crash. And I'm sure that probably happens more than we know. So don't take selfies.
Yeah.
Or just being on your phone in general. We
aware.
were driving home the other night and we were like on a double date and a couple was in the back. And my phone Bluetooth to the car, so like my music was playing. I literally we were on the freeway, driving safe, not even playing on my phone, looked down to change the song and come back up. And by that time, a car was coming into our lane going 80 miles an hour the wrong direction. And like, you know, like good thing I didn't pick it up and I like didn't have my eyes down. But even like looking down to hit next and then coming back up was like, just made me realize it's so things happen
because
so quickly.
You can think like I'm good. I'm good. I can look away for a second, but you never know what oncoming traffic and how someone else
and
is
more
driving.
than just like phones, like people are like, oh, get off your phone. But I've seen people on the freeway reading books, like reading,
Oh my
driving,
goodness.
reading. Like first off, how do you not get dizzy? Second off, like that distracted driving in any sense, like makeup.
I have to remind myself every time I get in the car because I'm guilty of that too. Like sometimes it's just
so
like,
hard,
oh, I've got to hurry and like finish what I was doing. But being conscious, like just don't do it. It's really not worth it.
Yeah, right.
When we were in Vegas, I feel like I witnessed more people taking selfies than I ever have in my life. Like, you know, girls,
It's
basically
Vegas,
girls. They were all taking selfies, and some that I was like, okay, you should stop now. We were in the pool. There was this girl that was taking selfies of herself the whole time, you know, and I'm just like, you probably got at least one good one in there. But it was just funny.
I saw a video on Facebook and it was people watching a baseball game and it was showing these girls who were taking selfies the entire time. They weren't even watching the game. They were just taking selfies. This group of girls. It was hilarious.
Remember when we lived in LA, I did literally an entire video called Don't Be That Selfie Taker. And it was like girls in the car, girls driving. And I'm like, I'm willing to make fun of these aspects because I think I've been there a time or two where like it comes into your mind, and I think it's like guilty by association, like whoever you follow on Instagram and like the things they're into, like I think it's subconsciously it gets into your head. And so I don't think in a million years I would have ever wanted to take a selfie with a piece of pizza, but now because it's like this funny thing and you see it on Instagram, it's like already in your mind like, oh, I should do that.
Take a selfie with a piece of pizza.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's like kind of guilty.
I mean, and it's really hard to pass up good lighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The best is standing in front of
lighting.
your window with it hitting your face, you know?
Yeah. So that brings us into our next topic. We're talking about electronics with us, but our kids are getting older and now they are super into electronics. Our girls are wanting phones now that they're going into middle school. Like, I'm feeling really weird about everything. And what do you What do you guys think about that? Do you think it's affecting kids? Do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing? I know we've kind of talked about this before.
Yeah.
But especially like after taking selfies with Braylee, I'm like, that made me think of more than just her getting onto the internet and her having access to different things. Will selfies make her feel different about herself? Like, you know, it's just, it's so much more than just having a phone to access the outside world, but she's also now going to have this camera and she's going to be posting pictures that she takes. Like, it's really scary.
Yeah.
Oh. Just stay little.
No,
just
I know.
eat.
When we gave Gavin a phone, I was so worried about that stuff, but for some reason, I'm more worried about giving Avia a phone because she is a girl, and because I know that as me at that age, I was still so insecure about like my body image and just, you know, the friends that you can have, and I don't know, I'm just a little bit more nervous.
It's a hard age.
You know, it is a hard age, and I feel like especially for girls, because like Gavin, he texts with friends, and he has friends that are girls and friends that are boys, and he just reading the conversations between both, it's like you can definitely see the way that girls act at this age is like there's a lot of insecurity there, and it's around body image, it's around not feeling like they're good enough, and I can see that in their conversations, and I don't want to make it worse by giving her a phone.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that does. Like, I would like to know you guys' opinions on if that makes, if having a cell phone, taking selfies, being able to communicate that way for young children, if that is actually damaging to their self-image or if it can be helpful.
Yeah.
I mentioned this in a video before, but I was talking to my friend who has an older teenage daughter, and there are so many apps that are really mean, and people can remain anonymous and talk bad about each other. It's
and
awful.
It's like a burn book
very
for an app.
purposeful
For Mean Girls.
It's like a purposeful way to get in there and get to people. That's horrible.
So I just feel such a strong need to monitor those things and not allow
Yes.
Braylee to have those apps on her phone, because whatever, people can say what they want, but she doesn't need to read it.
I just think, like, with kids, like, we just live in too fast-paced of a world. Like, I don't want to keep Cooper, not that we are doing this by not giving them phones, but I feel like with parenting, like, power is knowledge.
Yeah.
Knowledge is power, vice versa. Knowledge is power. And so I don't want to, like, shelter him to the point where it's like when he's old enough to, like, get out into the world and everybody else has a phone, that he feels like he's going to get caught up really quick. I just feel like we have to be vulnerable and honest with our kids. And I think things that I've seen parents do, and this is coming from, like, when I was a cheer coach, all the girls, they were like 12, 13 years old, 14 years old. They all had cell phones. And when they would come to practice, they would check their phones in and check them out just because it was distracting during practice. But it was interesting to see, like, different parents using these girls and their phones as tools for communication. And I thought that a lot of them did a really good job. But one thing I saw that really stood out to me was I saw a mom, like, kind of making fun of her daughter, and she's like, well, why did you take a picture of yourself like that? You know, like, I think she was trying to communicate, like, this isn't what you do, this isn't appropriate, this isn't kind of photos we take. But instead of, like, giving her daughter knowledge and helping empower herself, she was kind of making her daughter feel stupid. And I don't think she meant to do that, but she was like, you know, this isn't, you don't look hot, you look stupid because the girl got caught for sending inappropriate pictures. And I just remember, like, I was the mediator in that point, and I only had a 2-year-old, so I was, like, between the two of them, and I said, the lesson that we need to learn here is knowledge is power. And why did you, I was, like, trying to help the daughter understand, like, why did you feel like you needed to take that picture? Why did you feel like, and I think you hit it head on with, you know, being worried about that. But I think that girls and boys are just different, and they have different levels of confidence in the way that they feel validated. And I think that we do live in a society where women are over-sexualized, and we are always put out there to be a certain way, look a certain way, feel a certain way. And I think there's been like a rise of a lot of people starting to recognize that. And so I think that with anything like with Cooper, I just want him to have that knowledge that, you know, I want him to be able to communicate. Like, well, Mom, I thought that this girl would think I was hot. Like, it has to even get down to that level of communication where they can tell you those things.
Very raw.
Yeah, and as a parent, you can't make them feel dumb or bad, or because then they start hiding things. I think then they feel stupid.
I think the other problem with that is, like, her mom was trying to attack the behavior by by telling her that was stupid, but what she was doing was not only attacking the behavior, but attacking her daughter's self-image,
Right.
you know?
And I really want to feel like intentions are pure as parents. Like, we do want
Yes,
the best for
for
kids,
sure.
but when your emotions get involved, like, it's so clearly logical to make decisions for other people. Like, I could remove myself from that situation, like, you're both being wrong, like, let me help you out, because I wasn't emotionally involved, in a sense.
Right, that's
but
true.
when you're a parent and you're emotionally, and if moms, dads, if you're watching this, I think that it's good to take, I always need to take a time out when something gets really serious, because I don't need to ever emotionally want to make a decision, because I think when you're wrapped up in emotions, sometimes you can't logically see the real story for what's happening, you know?
And I think as a parent or as a mom, especially, you know, your daughter took that picture, but you're so scared of where it's going to go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, how terrifying. And I had this conversation with Braylee, and I was just very, very honest. We were having, like, the talk. She had heard a joke, which led into the whole talk. I was not prepared. But I just told her, you know, you might meet a boy who you trust or a friend that you trust, and they want you to send a picture. You have no idea where those things are going to go.
Yeah.
And they will go somewhere.
Yeah.
You just can't trust someone like that. And that is so sacred, and you don't want to give that away. So I think, like you were saying, you just have to be so open and honest, because it's a responsibility for us to give our kids a phone. It's not, the responsibility isn't only on the child. It's also on us, and we have to play that part and make sure that we're
Teach them everything that you are learning about it.
even if it's uncomfortable. Like,
Yeah.
I told different examples of things that happened to girls that were my age with things clear back then. Like, these things will happen. Guys are jerks, people are jerks, and it's just a hard age for everyone. Everyone's learning, and people don't mean to be so mean, but they're learning, and their emotions are just crazy, and people do mean crazy things.
Yeah. So just don't.
Just don't.
Don't take any pictures you don't want shared or leaked, or it can be devastating and hurtful. And I've seen it happen to a lot of girls in high school, where, like, kind of ruins their self-image, you know. And how sad were they trusted somebody? And I just think that there's other ways we can get validation. And I know, like, I've been guilty for sure. Like, growing through the times in my life where I'm wanting to feel good and, like, sexy and confident, you have to remember that everybody's going to feel those emotions in a different way. So don't relate yourself to the world. Don't relate yourself to what you see on social media. And I'm only saying this because I feel like I've learned that from experience. Like, taking a hot selfie isn't going to make you love yourself anymore at the end of the day, because ultimately I think you're looking for some kind of feedback. You know, you have to love yourself enough and feel good enough about yourself before you go and do that. But
I do think selfies are perfectly fine, and I think they're fun. I love taking selfies with my kids, and
when I get my makeup, like, professionally done, I'm always like, oh, we got to get this lighting, get this.
So I don't think anyone should feel guilty for taking a selfie. I think that they're fun. Just be careful and just remember that they're going out for the world to see.
Yeah. I think so. And I think you hit the nail on the head with, as far as giving your kids a phone, like, you just have to be open and honest and vulnerable, and not be afraid to talk about what could happen, what might happen, what did happen, or, you know, and be honest with your own emotions to your children. Like,
be willing to get in those uncomfortable places, because I feel like that's where you can really communicate.
And I think if you are feeling uncomfortable, like, you as a parent or as the child, like, having these conversations, you can find so many articles and so many different things online that you can read to your kids, or have your kid read, and then you guys can have a conversation about it after, because I mean, thank goodness people are open and honest and share those things for us to learn from, but they happen every day.
And I think parents, like, we can't be afraid to remember at the end of the day that we're the parent. And I think that kids do want respect. They don't want to have the rules, but at the end of the day, like, they need to respect us. And I think that's something that parents, we can't be afraid of. We can't be too afraid of offending them or being like what everybody else wants. Because I know Cooper used that line on me. Well, my friends have phones, and I'll start to feel like, maybe I should get one. But I think that, like, listen to your own intuition and just parent from a place of love, and so that your kids can understand that. And don't be this sergeant in the house where it's because I said so. Like, help them understand why you feel that way. And I think that just, like, ultimately always goes over best. So
I think at the same time, any kids that might be watching, if your parents seem overbearing, it's because they love you and they just want to protect you, because it is a scary, scary world. I know. I am terrified. So, well, that was a good episode.
Yes.
Let us know if you have
comments.
Jinx. Let us know if you have any other things to tell us about down in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
And tag us in your selfies.
Yes.
Everyone
take a selfie.
Your feet landed on the floor, no car driving, like, in your living room selfies.
Right.
Fully clothed.
Bye.
Bye.